Hey guys, welcome back to Reignited, our C10 project that I call Identity Crisis because it has a 392 HEMI stuffed into it. Now, if you didn't see our last episode, I took out the essentially stock 392 that I had in there, just had a cam, some other basic upgrades, and dropped in this built 392 that can handle 1,000 wheel horsepower. Also, we upgraded the transmission. I did have a 5-speed manual Colorado transmission in there. Now we've upgraded it to an 8 HP Dodge transmission. This thing is going to handle a lot of this power and it's going to be very effective on the drag strip, so super excited to make that happen. But this episode is what I've been the most excited about the entire time, and that's because we are going to be building the turbo kit in this episode. I love building turbo kits. It's so much fun. You can have so much creativity with it. So super excited about that. I hope you guys stay with me. You'll want to stick around to the end of the video on this one because we have a part giveaway that is absolutely free and I think you guys are going to love it. I believe I have everything here necessary to build a twin turbo kit for a 392 HEMI in a square body Chevy. At least I hope so. Now, to cap it off here, we have these VS Racing turbos, and you'll notice that they are mirror image turbos. So this is really going to help my particular form of OCD. I really like it when engine bays are perfectly even side to side, so I think it's going to look absolutely fantastic. Got a couple of VS Racing wastegates here, and you'll notice a ton of stainless components. You guys know I love working with Ace Race parts. This is not sponsored. I pay for all of this stuff, but I just really like that company, and I like the way the material comes. It's really easy to use, and I just like the way everything turns out. So check them out if you've got an opportunity. We've got a couple of vibrant mufflers. I don't know. These might be the I don't know. This might be the thing that I did not need to spend this money on. I really don't like the way that vehicles sound completely open header or even through a turbo. Like they sound kind of terrible. So I was like, well, if I throw a bit of a muffler in there, it might change the tone just enough to where it'll sound good. These are 5-inch mufflers that do absolutely 5 inches long. They're 4-inch diameter. I can't imagine these are going to do anything whatsoever at all that actually change the tone. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I am wrong. That'll be very interesting to see how this thing sounds when it's all together. However, this is pretty much all the components that we have. I have a really good idea of how I wanted to build this kit, but as they say, no plan survives first contact, and that is true in this case as well. I realized almost immediately that my initial plan was not quite going to work, so I have to modify it a little bit, but it might turn out even better. And that's one of the nice things about fabrication. Sometimes if you're so rigid about an idea, you're gonna force it and it's not gonna look good. But if you let the vehicle tell you how it wants to be built and modify it as you go, sometimes it turns out even better than you were expecting. That's what happened on that Colorado build. I'm gonna let the same process take hold here. We're gonna be working on the turbo manifolds first. Now, if you watch one of my previous builds where I built that inline 6 Colorado, I built a very showy kind of turbo manifold and it looked awesome. I don't know if you guys watched those or not, but if you haven't, go watch those episodes. I think they're worth a watch. But it was a very complicated and intricate turbo manifold, and I really wanted it to be the showpiece of when you open the hood, bam, there it is. And that's what it was. We're not doing that this time around. I'm trying to go more simplistic here. So these are essentially going to be log style manifolds with a little bit of a twist to make them more interesting visually. But it's going to make it very simplistic as far as working on this thing. Working on that Colorado, I fell in love with how easy it was to work on, and that's what I want for this project as well. If something does go wrong, I want to be able to very simply try to take the engine apart and figure some things out. So we're trying to keep it as simple as we can side to side, but still visually interesting. Okay, I don't want to talk too much about this whole process. I want you to just watch it come together, but we are going to be tacking these 45-degree elbows here onto the turbo flange, and I'm going to be building both sides simultaneously, which is something I don't normally do, but I want to make sure they're as symmetrical as possible. And also, as you're building these things, when you're fabricating something, you need to be testing it at each stage and not fully welding it out until you're sure that everything is going to fit properly, because there's pretty much nothing worse than bolting something on, tacking it together, and then you go to take it off and you can't actually remove it because the thing that you tacked on is in the way of a bolt, or you can't take a bolt out anymore, and it just isn't physically possible. So take your time, do it in steps, and you'll get there eventually. And there we go, one completed turbo manifold. I think you'll agree this will not work whatsoever at all. No, this is exactly what we wanted. This is the start that we were looking for. All right, very happy with how this is looking. Obviously very basic looking from the side. Kind of like the way it looks. Looking that way though. And you can kind of see now why I had to raise the engine about a ½ inch from where it was, because you can see just how tight this is to the frame rail, to the runner. You got about ½ an inch here between those. And the good news here is that these polyurethane engine mounts that I've used, it provides almost no deflection at all. So the engine's not going to be rocking back and forth and hitting those on the frame rail. At least I don't believe so. The other runners have plenty of clearance to them. It's just this one runner here that might be an issue. So I'm happy with the way that this looks. Now I need to go ahead and duplicate this to the other side, because the other side is the one that has a bit more clearance issues. You've got the steering shaft over there. So let's go ahead and get that whipped up, see how it looks. And just like that, we whipped out the other side. Now I say just like that, but it's astonishing just how long it takes to actually do this kind of work. But you can see it up in here. Feel really good about how that turned out. We have great clearance here between the turbo manifold and their steering shaft. No issues there. The brake line itself might get in the way for what I'm planning on doing here, but at least we have both sides now. It's a good start. I think it's time we move on to phase 2 of the manifold build. All right, we're moving into phase 2 of our turbo manifold build. This is the part that I'm not quite as certain about. It looks cool in my head. I don't know if it's going to look cool when I put it all together. I really hope it works out though, because otherwise this would be a lot of time and materials wasted here. But like I said, these are log manifolds with a little bit of a twist. This is the twist. We're basically making some uprights that come off of the log manifold, and it'll come forward so the turbos will mount right there up front and center. Like I said, I think it'll look cool. I went ahead and cut out some of these pieces here of stainless. And then you see I took a bunch of these bends here, these stainless bends, and cut them in half. Now you'll see as this comes together kind of what I'm thinking. It really won't make sense right here on the bench, but as I start tacking this thing together, you guys will start to understand where I'm going with this. So let's get straight into it. And there we have it. She is fully tacked together here. You can see it's basically kind of a collector type design that comes up here. This is where the turbo is going to mount on this end. There might be like a 90 on here. I'll show you on the vehicle what this is going to look like, because even in this frame of reference, you probably don't understand exactly how this is going to look. So the idea is it's going to mount on the side of the manifold, kind of like that, and then come forward. So each turbo is going to be right here and right here, and then the downpipes will go straight off the back here. That's kind of the overall look I'm going for here. Hey, all right, we got our driver's side mocked up here. I gotta say, I'm actually really happy with it. It's definitely a very unique design. I wouldn't say it looks like it's factory made, but it is like something maybe the factory would have designed, a bit more industrial looking than just tubes, you know? So I don't know, I'm actually really happy with it. I'm glad it turned out this way. Now comes the tough part, because I gotta go ahead and match this side over to this side. So let's go ahead and make that happen. Also, just so you know, this is just tacked into place right now. Essentially what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark that out where that goes onto there. Then I'm gonna have to cut that out, really clean up and bevel all the edges, make sure we got a really good fitment, and then we'll weld up the entire manifold. Man, I am stoked on this. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Really, really happy that turned out. Now there's a ton of work still. Obviously we got to cut everything out. We got to weld everything. And obviously I'm not going to be able to stick a turbo straight on the end of there. I'm going to put like a little 90 on there. The turbos will end up right here in the front corners, maybe a little bit more forward than I had anticipated that they would, but it's all going to be okay. But overall, man, I just like it. I think it's a very unique look. Is it going to be the best flowing turbo manifold you ever seen in life? Maybe not, but I've always been more about just kind of making things look cool than anything else. I mean, it should still work fine. I'm not really anticipating too much of an issue with exhaust back pressure. We'll see what happens once we actually get this thing running. Now, one thing that I did here is that because your cylinders are actually offset from each other, I went ahead and offset this upright here a little bit more forward than on this side, so that the outlets of them would be exactly even with each other. So that should give me a good starting point to make sure that my turbos are in the exact right spot, nice and even side to side. But overall, Really stoked on this. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, I couldn't resist getting the turbos mocked up here, so I went ahead and tacked those 90s on. And you can see I don't totally love the position of these turbos right now. They're just a little bit too far forward. I would love for them to be a bit more visible, like right when you open the hood here. So anyway, I'm gonna see if I can't modify this a little bit and hopefully get a little bit different position for these turbos. But overall, they're not in the terrible position, just not quite where I want them to be. All right, we got our turbo manifold all prepped and ready to actually weld out. What I did was I went ahead and created a special tool that I've been meaning to create for quite some time, but haven't. So this is a HEMI flange pattern here, and I've drilled it for both ways here so that I can accept either side. And basically, I'm just gonna bolt the manifold to this, and this will help keep it flat. I went ahead and ran this on my belt sander over there. Make sure it's a really nice flat surface. So I'm gonna bolt this thing down solid, weld this thing up, that way we won't have any warpage here. So let's get straight into it. Excellent, we've got both of our turbo manifolds all welded up here. Now you can see a difference here between the two. This one is just nice, shiny stainless right now. And this one, you can see all of the heat welding marks here. Now, a lot of times people tend to leave all this because you got the rainbow colors, it looks pretty cool. But lately I've been kind of interested more in actually cleaning all of that off and then just letting these things color up naturally. Once you get a ton of heat into the stainless, it'll turn some really cool colors. Sharper bends will turn like this purple color and they just look really cool. So I'm kind of into that natural look right now. So basically you just take a wire wheel and it will clean off all of these markings here. This is what's called the HAZ, or the heat affected zone. And that's kind of what gives it that look there. But you just take a wire wheel to it and it cleans it all off and it looks just back straight to stainless again. So that's what I'm gonna do to both of these manifolds. I have to say, I'm really happy with this tool that I made. It kept this flange perfectly flat after all this welding, so really stoked on that. And there it is, we've got both manifolds completely welded and cleaned up, ready to go back onto the truck. Overall, I'm really liking the look of these manifolds. They're definitely something unique, not something you're going to see out there, which is always something I'm after with whatever it is that I'm building. We'll see how well it functions as an actual turbo manifold. My guess is it'll be just fine. Is it my best welding I've ever done? Probably not, but that's okay. I still think they look pretty decent. Let's get them back on the truck. One thing I'm going to be doing that is different on this build as compared to my previous builds is whenever I've had a boosted application in the past, I'm always using a big old air-to-air intercooler in the front. Certainly nothing wrong with that, but it does add a lot of extra complexity as far as all the piping goes. In this case, being twin turbo, having the twin inlets, the single outlet, it's just a lot of extra work. And I was hoping to go a different route anyway, and I got very fortunate because one of those random marketplace finds, I was scrolling, seeing what was out there, and somebody was selling a HEMI Whipple Supercharger kit for 800 bucks. And I was like, what's the story on that? Well, apparently a bolt had gone through the intake manifold right into the supercharger and it destroyed the supercharger itself. So I was like, hey, I'll at least come take a look at this thing. Maybe I was thinking I could fix this kit somehow. And when I got there, actually the case housing was pretty tore up for the supercharger. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm not actually interested in this. I think I'm gonna move on. The guy said, well, I'm not doing anything with it. Can you throw me an offer? And I was like, look, I got 200 bucks in my pocket. And he's like, well, I'll take it. So I got an entire Whipple supercharger kit for HEMI for 200 bucks. And part of that kit is this intake manifold, this cast aluminum intake manifold that has the built-in water to air intercooler, just like you would see on a Hellcat supercharger. So in this case, I can very much simplify the plumbing, which is really going to basically achieve the goal that I was after with this build, where the turbo outlets are going to be right here. The piping will go straight from there right into the intake manifold. The only thing I have to do essentially is build an upper intake plenum where the throttle body will mount. So I'm super excited about this. I think it's going to be a really clean overall look. Let's see. All right, starting to look pretty darn good in here. However, I have one more upgrade here that I really think is going to set this thing off. And that upgrade is this sweet set of cast aluminum valve covers from CFR Performance. You guys have heard of CFR Performance before. They are the company that builds those adapter plates so you can put your Hellcat supercharger on your 5.7 or 6.4 HEMI engine. This is another product that they offer. I really like the look of these things. It's gonna take the engine and make it a bit more classic looking because the factory valve covers are definitely more of a modern look. Now there's a practical reason I want to make this swap to these valve covers as well, not just aesthetically, and that is because I want to run crankcase breathers straight out the top of the valve cover to a catch can because I don't want any of those oil vapors going through the engine. Realistically, if you have oil vapors being drawn into the combustion chamber, that can actually make it more susceptible to detonation. I don't want any of that, so I want to keep things as clean as I can and just run it direct to a catch can. That's where these valve covers come into play. They have a couple of different options here that are really neat. They have this main primary port on top of the valve cover that's pretty big, but there's also a smaller one here at the back, so you can kind of choose what you want to do. Also, they have a feature where you can replace this plug with an oil fill location. The reason you would want to do that is because if, let's say, you ended up putting a Hellcat supercharger on your engine, you no longer have an oil fill location, so you've got to have one in the valve cover, so they have that. You have to buy those fittings individually, but it's still a really neat setup. I encourage you guys to check it out. And even better, because CFR Performance is so awesome to work with, if you guys remember last time when I was showing you those Hellcat adapter plates, they gave away another set to one of you guys for free. They're offering that again. So you guys are going to get, one of you will get a set of these exact same cast aluminum valve covers for your Hemi engine, completely free to enter. So how exactly do you enter to win these valve covers? Well, we're keeping it extremely simple. All you have to do is send me an email, sales@reignitedtx.com, with CFR Performance giveaway in the subject line. That's it. There's no purchase involved. I'm not going to put you on any kind of weird email list or anything like that. There's no strings attached here whatsoever at all. You send me an email, you get entered, and a random winner will be chosen. Now, to keep it a little bit more interesting for me, I'm hoping that maybe within the email itself, you could write something down about a situation that was actually really funny that happened to you while working on a car or just being around a car. Just a funny situation to make me laugh. I would appreciate that. But it has no impact on who is going to win these valve covers. It's going to be completely random. You send me that email, I'll put you in the pile, we'll choose a random winner. That's who's gonna get the valve covers. Now this giveaway is live from the moment that this video is posted, and it goes through May 15th of 2026. So if you're watching this video after that time, I'm sorry, but the giveaway has already ended. Guys, go give CFR Performance a look. They build a ton of cool stuff for your Gen 3 Hemi product. Support companies that build cool parts to help us build cool cars. Now with that being said, let's get these things on the engine because I can't wait to see what it looks like with these on there and the turbos in place. Oh man. I don't know about you guys, but I think that looks pretty stinking awesome. So down with that. Dude, that looks crazy and I love it. Look at those new valve covers on there. Definitely give the engine a different feel over the stock valve covers. I mean, it's not like it's a crazy classic look, but it does kind of give it that feel. I don't know, I really like that look. And then with the turbos on there, come on you guys, tell me that looks good. All right, so guys, obviously I am very excited with how this turbo kit is coming out. Thank you again to CFR Performance for sending out those valve covers. I really think it's setting off the look of this thing, giving it the right feel that I am after. In our next episode, we're gonna go ahead and build that upper intake plenum and also the turbo downpipes here. We're gonna be doing something a little bit different here where these downpipes are just gonna come and exit right out the bottom of the fender here on each side. I think it's gonna be pretty rowdy. I'm a little bit concerned about how it's going to sound because I really dislike open header sounds, even coming out through the turbos themselves. I'm thinking I might potentially make a link bar for the exhaust that actually goes underneath and crosses over and connects the two banks to each other. We'll have to see based on the sound that it makes, but that is going to be our next episode. I hope you guys are really enjoying this project. Let me know what you think about it, and we'll see you next time on Reignited.